Hi, my name is Jennifer Smith-Sloan with Formula Fun, and I'm here today to help you learn how to use the Magic Hideaway Flippable from my Flippable template pack in your classroom. If you have purchased my Flippable template pack, whether in the spiral bound copy, the digital copy, or even the CD version, you will notice that in the very back there is a Magic Hideaway Flippable. This Magic Hideaway Flippable has full instructions on 2 pages, as well as all of the examples to go with it. You can have a 4-part Magic Hideaway Flippable, a 5, a 6, an 8, a 10, and a 12. And then the final page that is needed for every single one of them is this page right here with the 4 rectangles across. So let me guide you through this. My suggestion is always to do the 4 rectangle page on one color piece of paper and the actual Magic Hideaway Flippable on another color. Here I have cut out, or I have copied the main component on orange, and I have copied the 4 rectangular pieces on white. You need one of these for each student that's going to be creating one. First thing I always tell my students is this page right here will always work for 2 students. So if you just want to give them half of the page, that's great. They need to make sure they've cut out 2 of the rectangles, and I always have them lay them on top of each other because sometimes the printers will stretch the rectangles, and make sure they are the same width. Once you've done that, that part's complete. The next part is once you have printed this out, I always instruct my students, cut around the perimeter on the dotted line and throw that away. Once you have reached that point, you're going to fold your Magic Hideaway Flippable in half. Most of us will say like a hamburger. Then I want you to open it back up, and I want you to fold each of the edges on that solid line, creating those shutters. And I don't want you to just fold it one way, I want you to fold it both ways. And you will do this on both sides. Again, fold it one way and fold it back the other way. And you're going to do that same thing with that mountain in the middle. You're going to go ahead and fold it back the opposite way from where you originally folded it. Once you've done that, and your paper got all of its folds in it, I want you to fold it in half. And with your scissors, with the mountain at the bottom, the folded piece, and the open edges at the top, you're going to cut up on each of the dashed lines to where the dashed line stops. Do not cut all the way to that solid line or it won't work. At that point, you can then open it up and you can see you've got some nice open areas. Now this is where the next piece comes in handy. Remember back in kindergarten, 1st grade, where you did paper weaving? That's basically what you're going to do here. You're going to start one side to where you're over and under and over and under and over. And then you're going to do the opposite on the other side. So we started over, now we're going to start under. So under, over, under, over, under. And it really depends on how many different spots you've copied, how many times you're going to weave. So you can see this is where I've got this right here. So now we're ready to actually use this. And at this point, this is normally where I have my students write notes or the title of the flippable on these outer sections. Okay, I'm going to open up another one that I've already created so you can see the next step. This one is one that I started to create to work on practicing equations. These are just one-step equations with students with one variable inside of them. So you can see that in each section, you can write a different equation. Now you're like, well, what do I do with that now? This is where the magic happens. I tell my students to lay it flat on their desk, and these are our planes, and we're going to create a mountain by pushing it together. Then you're going to open that center section, and it's going to open like this. And remember that first equation we had x plus 7 equals 10? Well, now we can see on the back of our Magic Hideaway Flippable that x equals 3. See? X plus 7 equals 10, x equals 3. And then you can pull it shut. And guess what? Not only do you have that front side, you also have the back side, to where you can do the same thing. Again, laying it flat. This is why we folded it both ways. Push it up to a mountain, and you can write on the back side as well. Let me show you one that I've completed. I was working with some students who needed some help with multiplication. So we created one on multiplication magic. So this is our magic multiplication one. On the inside, you see this is a 12. We have 9 times 1 through 9 times 12, 10 times 1 through 10 times 12. And on the back, 11 and 12 all the way up to times 12. So my students could use this to help practice. So we can look 9 times 6 right there, and we open it up, 54. Close it right back up. And this really, really helps. You can see this one's well loved because it's been used a lot. Now, you can use these for more than just math. This is one that I did when we were working on synonyms in a training that I did. So you can see on the right-hand side, we put a title. On the left-hand side, we wrote some definitions of what synonyms were and some examples.
Call from Zero service.
So we have some words that we've created here that we were trying to think of new words for. So happy, sad, cold, tired. Oh, this one's a little loose. It's been used a lot. So I can fold my mountain and see that a synonym of happy is glad. A synonym of sad is sorrowful. Synonym of cold, freezing, tired, sleepy. So these are great to have in your interactive notebooks. Just slide them in a pocket because you want to be able to use them. You don't want to glue them down to where they're not usable. So if you have any questions about this Magic Hideaway Flippable, feel free to contact me, leave a comment below, and I would love to see how you use your Magic Hideaway Flippables in your classroom. Thanks and have a great day.